Hello everyone, hi, welcome to our space session. So we're going to be discussing how to identify and avoid online scams. While we wait for a couple of more people and some of our panelists to join in, we hope you enjoy this session. Hello everyone, hi, welcome again. Like I said before, welcome to our special space session on how to identify and avoid online scams. Right. Um, so we're holding out for a couple of people to join. We're still going to be holding out, and I'm going to spend some time to go back and forth regarding like some of the things we discussed in case for when new people join in. But first of all, I think we should like go over what online scams are. I think in the present day and age that we are in, you would agree that scams are taking on different directions and they're looking like a lot of things, and it's very easy to fall victim of them because they are becoming more and more common. So some of the scams that are very common, we're common with the phishing scams, different scams, online shopping scams. Very popular one is the romance scam, investment scams, lottery or price scams. There are job offer scams, account compromise scam, and yeah, so there are lots of scams that could occur online and could affect your personal well-being, your finance, and your emotional state of mind. So yeah, do you want to mention some of the scams that are very popular nowadays?
For my own personal opinion, the most common scams that are most commonly used are phishing scams, identity theft, lottery scams, crypto scams, and also email scams.
Okay. Have you ever experienced any one of them, or somebody experienced, like you've experienced some? I know of the crypto scams, but I'm
Okay.
not very sure how those ones work because I don't think
Okay.
ever been in the
Okay.
know.
I've come across a phishing scam before, whereby the sender sent a mail to me for me to register and click the link. So maybe when I register, I'll be given a particular sum of amount. So I just noticed that this is a scam because the email is too good to be true.
Really, what if it's like
Yes.
because we know some of these new crypto platforms, they use these kinds of tactics as like promotional measures to get new people to join, that they will offer them like maybe a discount or like a small amount of cryptocurrency. How was that different from something like that?
I'm not like familiar with crypto because I'm not familiar with crypto. I'm not familiar with crypto.
But if you're not familiar with crypto, that means it's not possible for you to have engaged any of these platforms for them to send you a free code, right?
Yes, yes,
So it
yes.
means that one of these ways that these people get your details is that they just harvest people's information and send them random messages.
And yes, yes, they gather information. What they do is information gathering. So when they gather information, they just like send in random messages. They even do it via maybe SMS. So they just like type a certain maybe a particular number. So they just like send a random message, hoping for the receiver to fall victim of this scam.
Well, I wanted to also like discuss. I think a lot of people are not very email savvy. One of the scams I have noticed that happens a lot, especially when I run online ads, is that people do this tech support scams. They do
Okay.
these scams where they pretend to be tech support of Facebook or tech support of Instagram. Mostly Facebook. It's very common on Facebook. You get a message from somebody's Facebook page or a tag, and it's detailing to you that your Facebook account has been compromised, or they have taken down your Facebook account, right? And you need to click a specific link to resubmit your password, or you need to mostly they tell you to click a specific link and
Okay.
not respond to the message. And if you have been in the social media space for a while, you would have come across a number of these kinds of scams and messages. Some used to look so real because ideally, if your page is facing like an issue with Facebook, or they will send you an email, right? And Facebook will send you an email, or they will do a pop-up notification on your app. It doesn't come via Facebook Messenger, it doesn't come in your inbox, right?
Okay.
But a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know that. So when these people send them this email posing as Facebook webs, some of them go as far as changing their Facebook profile names to maybe Facebook support, something like that, and changing the logo to maybe the Facebook logo, or a support, a generic support picture. So it's easy, if you're not familiar with these kinds of things, easy to fall victim to them.
Yeah.
So they give you a link. They tell you your account has been compromised. They put a link in the message. And if you don't, or you are not familiar with this, you click those links, and that's how they have access to your details, have remote
Okay.
access to your account, or hack or walk you through the process of changing your password, and go right ahead to log you out of your account and do dubious things with them. So I'm very familiar with some of these supposed tech support scams, right? And that's why it's
Yeah.
always important to be cautious of the kinds
Cautious.
of emails that you get,
And also
especially.
there are some of their, they have like a tech support team, so you can, if you are not sure that that's their like email, so you can like verify online through maybe their websites, so you can like
Yeah.
verify, you can confirm if they are from a legitimate source, so you can like visit their website to like confirm if it's truly their email.
Okay. Okay, then one other common scam as well is online shopping scam. They and you see, and some it's yeah, there are different variations of how an online shopping
Yes.
scam could. It could
Yes.
be a random page on social media claiming to you that they sell specific products,
Products,
going as
yeah.
far as showing you product
Like
reviews
that's why
and
it's always good to like be aware of what is trending. Like you can like maybe like visit an online store, and you can, maybe you are trying to like buy the item, so you see that the price is maybe like 30,000 naira, and you try to like maybe purchase. You self, you have to like think about it, that how will an iPhone go out for like 30,000 naira? So that's something that is too good to be true. So that's probably a scam.
so basically something that would ideally be expensive. You now see it online for
Yes.
like
Yes.
very,
Cheap.
and then you
So
purchase.
you like want to like jump on it. So you can just lose your money like that.
Yes, and funny enough, there are some accounts on like all the multiple shopping platforms, from the very big ones. Like I think I've had that issue with, I think, AliExpress before. But yeah, like especially when you get vendors that they sometimes even price things at the correct price. So when they price things at the correct price, but you notice that maybe they're not getting, like one I've noticed, I think one this I can share it as a tip, is
Okay.
when you see somebody is selling products and their comment section is off.
Yes.
I think that is
Okay.
an immediate red flag, because like especially for platforms like TikTok and Instagram that thrives on customer engagement. If you see a
Okay.
page that is supposedly selling products, skincare products, hair products and
Yeah.
all, and either the comments are restricted or turned off entirely, that's like
That's a red
that's
flag. Yeah.
very glaring red flag, because you know that, okay, first off, why are they turning off their comments if your product is good? Yes, they know how people can like everything, but if you are actually selling your products, there will be people that would have bought from you and would be able to comment, oh yeah, I got this thing and it was nice. So if you are turning off your comment section, that means either you're not selling the correct product or you're having issues with your product manager.
I'm aware of this scenario that some people like try to maybe like develop a website, maybe like an online store to like steal people's information. You know, an online store, maybe when you want to like purchase a certain product, so you fill in your card details. So it's not like a legitimate website too, but they just create the website to like steal information.
Wow, that's interesting. So
Yeah.
basically, the websites are for data harvesting,
Yeah.
basically.
Yes. Yes.
Let's talk about also other types of scams that people can really engage with.
Maybe you like get maybe a message that asks for sensitive information, because no genuine bank or company will ask you for like maybe like your password or OTP or card pin over email or text. So that's a scam. And also you should always check for, there's one padlock icon when you're like browsing, so you should always check it if it's visible. So that shows that you are on a more secure website. And you should always look for HTTPS. What
Okay,
else
so that
again?
gives us, that shows like which your the website
Yes,
you are on is
yes,
secure, right?
yes.
Okay.
And
So
you should always like check for bad grammar. Someone should like watch out for bad grammar, because many scam messages are written in broken English. It might seem obvious, but people still fall for it when they are distracted or in a rush. So it's always good to watch out for bad grammar.
that's a key point to note, right?
And also,
Um,
okay, go on.
go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. And also, I noticed that scammers, they create urgency. You might get a message saying your account will be suspended in maybe like 24 hours if you don't respond. This is an emotional manipulation, because legit organization, they don't threaten you like that.
Oh, so
Yeah.
these people are
They try
okay.
to
Yes,
create
okay.
like
Yeah,
urgency.
I think fear tactics is one of like the biggest driving force of
Yes,
criminal-minded people. Like
yes,
they try to leverage
yes,
your fear of things.
yes.
Like especially, I feel like a lot of times I've watched this social media influencer, right? No, it
Yeah.
wasn't a, I think it was one time Frank Edward had his account like hacked for a while.
Okay.
And it was because he was trying to protect his account. So he was in the process of maybe trying to get verification and he gets an email and he
Okay.
sees that protect your Facebook account, something. Click this link to verify your account. And him
Okay.
trying to say, okay, yeah, I need to verify my account. And a lot of times it's just an oversight when you are trying to be more conscious about your security. You now
Yeah.
make oversight that would now put you at a detriment of losing your account, right?
Yeah.
One other thing is that like if you're checking emails, like emails that say, I think it's very important to even though the email comes with your bank's picture and something that seemingly looks like the beginning of your bank account, because email
Okay.
title and email address, they may appear in the same place, but they are not the same thing. So maybe the email
Yes.
title is
It
looking
can
like
it
your
can
bank.
just be like one letter that is different from the original
You have to really
email.
scrutinize it.
Yes. Maybe like they can like change I to like one, number one, she gets. So it will be like difficult for users to notice that error.
Yes. I think it's something that we should really look out for, right?
Yes.
Okay. What about WhatsApp? Is in all the social media networks that we have, which one do you think is most secure
More secure. Hmm.
or is easier to secure?
I would say Instagram or WhatsApp? Instagram or WhatsApp? Instagram or WhatsApp?
Instagram or rather, well,
Or
Twitter.
WhatsApp?
I'm not
What
too
do you say?
sure.
And,
I think well, Twitter.
and
Twitter, not
also
too sure.
and also Twitter for hosting our space.
We know that a lot of social media platforms they have put authentication
They have
measures
yes,
and
yes, yes.
shielding measures in place to ensure that people secure their account.
Their
But we are
account.
also aware that the largely hacking and data breaches is largely and mostly due to human error. So no matter
Yes.
how many systems and things these organizations or these platforms put in place, a lot of times is either people don't know how to use them
Yes.
or they don't know how to use them, or even in their attempts to use them they
They don't know
botch.
how to. Okay.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
can you speak more on that?
And that's why I feel that every organization should like maybe like monthly host a cybersecurity awareness training so as to like enlighten their staffs on how to handle like best security practices. So they should like always train their staffs on how on cybersecurity.
So I was in a webinar yesterday, right? And there was a cybersecurity segment on it. And it was, I know we're digressing a bit because we've been talking about online scams and all that. But the cybersecurity expert on the team was talking about how people don't do enough detailed background checks when it comes to people handling it was a HR-ish event, so it was
Okay.
talking about employment and all that. And I was also citing social media as a way to vet accounts. So in that
Okay.
scenario, what if maybe my account is a clean account, but somebody had attempted to use my account to just scam people or post some morally questionable things, right, on my account. But when I recovered it, I did not clear all those things. That could even now lead to having you lose like a job basically
Yes.
because somebody has or somebody is still using, like, a lot of people that have been around for a while. I know some people that have opened like 50 Facebook, okay, not 50, that's an exaggeration, but since secondary school till now, people that finished secondary school in the 2010 and that around that time frame, they would have, we always have friends that have opened multiple Facebook accounts.
Account.
So imagine
Yeah.
having a HR personnel doing their security audits and vetting one of your Facebook accounts of years ago that hackers have started using to do strange things and causes you to lose your job. I think that's why it's even important that when your account has been breached and you are no longer using the account, you should have them reported and taken down. In as much as, yes, so that other people will not be exploited because
Yes.
of using your face and your content. I know a lot of people like use other people's face to catfish people,
Yes.
which will now, I think we should leave the segment of romance scams because online romance scams is a thing. So we'll discuss that one like after. But like, I think it's one of our social responsibilities. In as much as we're trying to protect ourselves and protect our account, we should also go and check for fake accounts under our names if we can. Not everybody
Okay.
is a celebrity. That celebrities will, people would steal their faces, right?
Yes. And some
But
people even have this habit of maybe like they don't have data, so they can like log into their account on their friend's phone, or maybe somebody they don't know, so they will like forget to like log out from their account. So
that
they
is
can
what.
their data can be like compromised just like that.
Ah, you citing that takes me back to the time that we still have cyber
Cafe.
cafe.
Cyber
Not
cafe.
cafe very popular. Like your minutes run out your
Yes.
minutes run out and you don't take out time to log out
Yeah, to log out from your
of your
page.
social, because that's
Yes.
really way you can access your social media. It's not
So
like that
the
time
next
all
person that will use that computer will like see
have
your
access to your
will
account.
have access. You just log into your account just like that. Hmm.
And funny enough, I remember a friend of mine had that issue. So he left his, funny enough, the person's name is George. So he
Okay.
left his Facebook open in school then in the cyber cafe. And it's funny enough, it was my younger brother that was telling me about it.
Okay.
But my younger brother and him were friends on Facebook. And my
Okay.
younger brother, a while later, tells me that that this my friend, he saw him post something very weird on
Hmm.
Facebook. It was a Facebook post and he was swearing and saying a lot
Okay.
of class words.
Okay.
And everybody knows this particular person is not like that. His
It's not like
Facebook,
that. Yes.
he's just sharing Rhapsody, sharing all those kinds of things. He's sharing messages or pictures, right? And he was
Yeah.
like, it's like somebody hacked
Has hacked
the
the
account.
account.
But actually, what now happened now? And then, and I, are you sure? Did you see it? I said, yes, he saw it. Then I tell my friend, like, my brother saw this thing on your account. Did you check that? That I didn't know what happened. That he doesn't know what happened, but he must have left his Facebook open when he was in the cyber cafe, and
Okay.
somebody bought minutes,
Hmm.
saw his Facebook, posted all manner of things on his wall,
Hmm.
messaged people before the person finally logged out and moved on to what he was doing. So he had taken time to delete
Okay.
like a number of posts,
Hmm.
that he's so sorry, that he tell my brother sorry that somebody opened his account by mistake. So you saying that just brought me back to that particular memory time frame. Yeah,
Hmm.
but now there's no, but logging in, I think is important. For one of the tips for having protecting yourself from online scams or protecting your data is don't log your socials just anywhere on anybody's device.
Yes.
Not, it's not ideal, it's not safe. And even when you're, I think even one of the best practices for organization HR and all is that you should not log in socials to your company systems or log in external information that is not required to
Information.
your company platforms and posts. You should not even be using, except it is part of your job requirements, right? You should not even be
Yes.
using your social media tools in your office laptop during office
Yeah.
hours and all that, except explicitly stated it is related to your job or it is part of like company policies and all that,
Yes.
right? Or it's just like, or specific scenarios like now that we're having like an online session. But
Yeah.
it's very important, and it can be a way to even lead to corrupting your office system. Imagine if you click a phishing link that is
Hmm.
either installing a malware on your systems, and let's say you are doing Facebook with your office laptop or you are doing Facebook with your office phone or tablet, and you have clicked a phishing link, you have put a bug in your office device that is
Office laptop.
connected to your internal network.
Network.
That's like taking it from not just people stealing your personal information to
To
making you
people stealing the making the
yeah,
organization's data vulnerable.
liable. Yes,
Hmm.
and it's very important. Like, and I feel like Nigerians really are not taking data laws as seriously as they should in terms of individuals protecting themselves and being vulnerable to data attacks. I
Yeah.
know we're digressing. We're talking about scams now. We're talking about data
Yeah.
security and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think, okay, let's go back to our subject matter, which is scams, right? But
Okay.
yeah, but it's very important, as we mentioned, the importance of like data security and ensuring that you keep your devices separate. If you are using Facebook, let it be on this one device you use Facebook. Let your passwords be
Yes.
secure. Don't be trying to clone other people's devices. Let's get to romance scams, internet romance scams. Okay. So what's the romance scam? Right?
Internet romance scam is when someone pretends to like fall in love with you online, but they are actually running a scam. So they'll create a fake profile on dating sites, maybe Facebook, Instagram, and even Twitter. So they will message you, build a connection, they earn your trust, and then like boom, they will start asking for things like money and some other stuff.
Okay, speaking of romance scam, have you guys heard of is it the Tinder swindler? That's the guy's name. There was this
No.
Netflix documentary a couple of years
Okay.
ago about this guy that was meeting people, women on Tinder and swindling them. I think that's like high grade romance scam because they will meet him physically. So it's not just some guy in his room pretending to be a
Okay.
woman and scamming lonely white men over the internet, right? So it's just people trying to build connections with you for the sole purpose of defrauding you
Yeah.
or and there are different degrees. There are some people that will defraud you small over a long period of time, but it
Mm.
adds up over a long period of time. There are some people that their main aim is to ruin you. And the reason why I mentioned this Tinder swindler guy because I feel like there are variations to how those kinds of scams operate, and
Mm.
I think to a large extent there are certain level of romance scam that we have been desensitized to, but that's just my personal opinion, right?
Yeah.
So I think one thing about this the Tinder swindler guy I wanted to mention is that he didn't just outrightly collect money from these women. He manipulated documentation to get these women to incur loans,
Wow.
like incur loans, then give him. It's not just they incur loans for themselves. He facilitated that they incur loans. Then these loans, he collected the money, and these women are struggling to pay back these loans. You know how
Mm.
loan apps usually tell you to tell them your income so that they can benchmark a loan
Yeah.
based on your income,
Your
right?
income.
Yes. So what he did was that he manipulated these people. It was so bad that he manipulated them to lie about their income so that they would get a larger um, loan limit, right?
Okay.
Then max out their loan limit. So it's not even the loans that they are supposedly trying to pay back or struggling. It's not something that they can afford to. Do you understand?
Mm.
And you
Yes.
know how embarrassing it is. And you know, love now. And they believe strongly that these people love them. This whoever it is, the person is really in love with them, and they trust these people so much. And it's just very very heartbreaking, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Um, and but how can people protect? Because matters of the heart, right, are very hard to judge on. We know this. The Nigerian
Yeah.
say that the two people wey dey advice, person that is in love and mad person. So how can we
And most of them they also like avoid video calls. They
yes.
avoid video calls because they can pretend to be someone else.
They can
Most of
pretend
them
to be a
pretend to be
different gender.
someone else.
Yes, yes. Those professional ones. You think you
Yeah.
are talking to one beautiful girl
Who get you not
in
know
South
that is a
Africa.
man
You're talking to
in
one
this
bros
country in another.
in Lagos Island.
Yeah.
You're talking to one
Yeah.
bros in Lagos Island. He has changed his voice for you. Do you understand?
Yes.
But how can like I feel like romance scam is the hardest to spot,
To
especially now
sports.
that
Yes.
everything is digital now. So
Digital. Yeah.
even meeting people in everyday life is very hard because you're either
Yeah.
going to work or you're going to church, and most people aside religious and work activities, they don't really interact with other people outside those circles, right?
Yeah.
So if you are someone that maybe you have seen all the people in your church, you have seen all the people in your office, you want to form it's true now, you want to form
Mm.
connection and
Yeah.
in connection with something else, and especially when you are lonely and life is lifing and all
Mm.
that. So online is the best place to seek companionship. And aside
Yes.
regular social media apps, there are 1,001 dating apps. So how can we
Yeah.
be sure that I think how can we protect ourselves in terms of from romance scams, right? Yes. How can we protect ourselves from romance scams?
Uh, I would say don't rush into love online. So because if someone is moving fast, will be calling you your soulmate or wife within days, trying to like form a connection. So you should like find out that this person is a scam, and you should not even like think of sending money to the person, because no matter what the story they tell you, because they'll try to like form one story that their family member is not feeling, is sick, is this, is that, they're having maybe visa issues, so you should not send money to them. And you can also like maybe like ask for a video call. Shey you get, you can ask for a video call to like know the person you are speaking with. Because if they keep dodging video calls or giving excuses, the person you are talking to is probably a scammer.
But see, I hear you. But we are in the day of deep fakes and voice phishing. So it may get
Yes,
progressively harder to. They will say, share video call you want. They will just
yes.
connect one or two things and
Uh,
so what other ways? I think one thing that you could do is verify like the facts. So if this person tells
or
you,
okay, or maybe you can, maybe if there's a particular number you are using to like reach out to the person, maybe you can. My own idea is maybe you can like use a different number to call the person you are chatting with, to like maybe know the person. She gets to like hear the voice. Maybe if you are talking to a man or a woman. Do you understand?
yes, and
Because
what
if
that
okay,
okay.
yeah.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, because the person can, the person is already thinking that this person, I'm going to like scam you. So anytime he's like speaking with you, so the person can maybe like use maybe like an AI generated voice. If your number just pops up, you just like get his necessary tools, and say you understand. So you can
Yeah,
like
I
try
get
a
that.
different number to call the person.
Which is true. And you can also try the person's number on a different device. Thank God that
Yes.
every SIM card in Nigeria is required that your name is
Have a nine.
registered. So if you can, a lot of people, you can easily, one way to vet, especially with Nigerian numbers, is to use application software. We're not promoting any, but application software like Truecaller.
Yes, yes,
This
yes.
is
So just
in
bring out the person's
number, right? So this is in
number.
fact to be sure that this person is who they say you are. Imagine like somebody 5 years has given you number on app now. Then
Mm.
you try to dial the babe's number on Truecaller. You are seeing
Now
Adekunle
seen it.
Tomota, and you are wondering
Mm.
who is this
Mm.
man, and the thing will not show the man's picture, and you know that
Mm.
but it's a lady I
Yeah.
was talking to actually, and it's showing a
Yes.
man's name. And I
Yeah.
think that's like one way you can check it, to just verify the numbers, verify the information. So if,
Yes.
but that's if you want to go that far. Maybe if the love is catching you, you may go that far as to verify. Because
Yes.
there's a trend that they find love on Twitter. You don't want to be closing up all online relationships. So I think if you want to engage in online romance, right, you should do your
Mm.
due diligence. So if this person tells you, gives you information about themselves, and you should ask, I feel it's very important. Maybe love carries people away and they don't ask. Ask this person, where is your
Mm.
government name?
Mm.
Number one. Because if you are registered with the government, we have 1,001 registration bodies that should have your details. If road safety does not have your details as per your driver's license, NIN should have your details, the passport should have your details, your university should have your details. So I think simple basic questions to get to know these people is very important. So ask them their government name, ask them which
Mm.
secondary school. They are like, I feel
Mm.
like there are some things you can quickly do a Google search or a Facebook search and be sure and find these
Yes.
people. Then you can go as
Yes.
far, if the love is loving, you understand? You can go as far as reaching out. Like, let's say you meet somebody on TikTok or Twitter. You
Yeah.
ask the person their full name, they tell you their mother is sick. You say,
Mm.
okay, oh, that's sad. If you want to give them money, you give them money the first time. They ask you again, oh, my mother is sick. If you love me, you will
Mm.
help. You will say,
Mm.
okay, since I have the person's detail, let me reach out to the mother via Facebook. Do you understand?
Uh,
Because my mom is on
like
Facebook.
confirm.
So,
Yes.
so that you are sure. So that you are not, you not say, and you don't have to ask this person directly because social media is basically public information. Yes, there are
Yeah.
private laws guarding it, but if you publicly establish you want to put certain things on social media, it's accessible to the public because you have an open profile. So if the person gives you information, you can check through their Facebook, you can check through their LinkedIn. I feel like LinkedIn is at
Yes.
the catch of
It's
information that
very
people really,
professional. Yeah.
the people don't expose. And it's the fact that a lot of people do not lie on LinkedIn because they don't see the need to, and but
Mm-hmm.
it's very, I think Nini should really work on their data security. But there's a lot of verifiable information on LinkedIn. You can check the person's secondary school, where they work,
School. Yeah.
their connections,
Yeah.
and that's as if you've checked his Facebook, you've reached out to the mother. The mother now says, my son doesn't have a girlfriend. And you, as good girlfriend, you have been sending money to
Sending
this
money
boy
to the
mother. And
mother.
the boy said his son doesn't have girlfriend. You will see how you will know that this relationship may be a scam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just to do your due diligence because the heart was the heart once, but it's very important we do due diligence when we come to romance scam. Then I would advise that you don't send money to people that you have not met.
Mates. Yeah.
Mm. But there are some people that are truly in need over the internet. And we can't say because they are bad people that you should not help good people. But you should be very cautious on people you give money to that you have not physically met or cannot verify their identity, in essence. And one way to be ensure that you're not being catfished, that somebody using somebody else's image or image
Yeah.
or representation to catfish you,
Identity. Yeah.
is to search images. Like, especially when you have, for people that know, now we all know in Nigeria, like people use white people's pictures to
Yes.
catfish
I try to,
their
when
friends.
all those kind of people like send me maybe like friend request on Facebook, I
Mm-hmm.
don't accept because I always know they are scammers.
Hi. Well, me, I try to vet because I don't think I want to close off my circle, but I want to be sure you're actually white.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
by the time I check your name, their name is usually, the scam
Yeah.
pages are
I'll
usually
check.
shared.
What I do is I check their profile picture, their name. So then I check all their previous like pictures. If I
Yeah.
notice like
So
some
that
they don't even like clear out
the old person's account
their
they
own
have.
personal pictures. So they leave their personal pictures and a white man picture. So I just know that this person is a scammer.
You know, sometimes those pictures are actually like, they have somebody's Facebook, then change the profile of the
Change.
person.
Okay.
So one way to
Yes.
know is that you can check the person's friend. So you
Yes. You
wonder
check the
why
best
all
friend.
the Smith's
If there are a
friends
lot
are
of
from
Nigerian friends, you just know that
all of his friends are from the same secondary
uh,
school. You know that,
a white man for that matter.
I have my friends somebody's account and is trying to scam people, right? So it's
Yeah.
very important that you should do due diligence when you are entangled in romantic relationships over the internet.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we've covered like the major types of scams. We've covered email scams, investment scams, romance scams, online shopping scams, tech support scams, and phishing scams. I think some way all these scams play into each other, right? Some
Yeah.
require you
Yeah.
to trust them, some require you
Yeah.
to overlook,
To register.
yes, get specific information. Like, is there anything we're missing out?
Mm, I think we've mentioned though. We've mentioned though.
Okay. Morgan Freeman, would you like to contribute?
Good afternoon, everyone. I must say I've learned quite a lot from this space. There are some things that I'm even hearing for the very first time in your conversations. But then I just wanted to point out a particular angle of online scams that we have not really touched on per se. Um, Nigeria, as we have it, is mostly populated by young people, and then more uh, uh, on the unemployment rate amongst young people is quite high. So there are certain cyber criminals or scammers that would use this as an opportunity, to cook up job offer scams. I don't know if we've touched on that. It's an angle of online scam where they try to bring up job offers, tempting job offers, just to lure unemployed people into their trap. And it's mostly because of digital illiteracy. Many job seekers don't know how to verify actual job organization websites, or emails or actual recruiters. I was actually discussing with like a neighbor, and then she told me that she once received a job offer for something she has never applied for. So she's not unemployed. I mean, but I I can imagine what the emotion or the action an unemployed person would have taken in that situation. So I think it's an area we can look at, especially with the context of things that are going on now. The unemployment in the country. Many people just rush, or they want to jump on any given opportunity or anything that looks like an opportunity. So, and many of them utilize these popular platforms that we have, even Twitter that we are on now. I'm very sure that there are some people that would come across certain job offers on their timeline, and then so many of them are fake. So yeah, job offer or employment offer or employment scam is another common or would I say trending form or angle of online scam. So I think it's something we can be very careful and be very watchful of, as young people.
Okay, so but
Thank you.
how can we spot this job offer scam? Because I know a number of job opportunities that have been shared here on Twitter and certain other social platforms that are actually viable job opportunities. So is there any key takeaway from the jobs? How do we check? How do we verify? Do you understand?
Well,
Because
yeah,
okay, go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So it's just down to promoting this culture of verifying first. We just have to verify first. There's this particular phrase that I keep using anytime I'm having conversations like this around deceit, deception, or manipulation, or things like that. Like, you can never be too careful, you can never be too sure, and you can never ask too much questions. So even if it appears to be legit, you can go a step further to ask. You can go a step further to do your own findings. You don't just see a random link on Twitter, oh, job offer, dash 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 amount as the salary range or whatever, then you just click the link and start feeding them your information. You can take a little step to do a Google search, ask from friends that are in that field or whatever, have you come across something like this you think is legit? Should I go ahead? Have you seen things like this on their websites? Oh, please, what is their official social media handle, or their what do you call it now, their official social handle? How can we verify this job offer? Things like that. So it's just down to promoting the culture of verifying first, like to be inquisitive and be curious. You can never ask too much questions, you can never be too careful, and you can never, so that's just basically it.
So,
There are so many red flags that you can easily identify when you keep on promoting this culture of verifying first. So
So
yeah.
basically, even when you are seeing, but some of these job postings, you are seeing it maybe one day to the close of verification, or maybe they said submit this thing. By the time it gets to the group chat you are on, or your feed, it's like one day to close it. So you're saying the best way is to still do due diligence to verify in order for you to get this job, right? Before you
Yes.
apply. Because it could also
Yes.
be a method of data harvesting. This
Yes.
I think is
Yes.
very common for the fake jobs on LinkedIn. It could also be a method
Exactly.
of data harvesting. So,
Exactly. So even though it
sharing.
doesn't necessarily, result to fraud, a scam or extortion, they will just harvest your data and then use it or use it as they please. So you're right. It's also a form of data harvesting.
Okay. Then there are some.
Exactly.
When you mentioned this, it came to mind one scam. Is it? Let's call it a scam. It's like a job scam. Like they tell you, I've read stories online and heard that allegedly that their job, you see a job posting or people reach out for you to a job, or you see a job posting and you apply, and there's a online interview. They now say, okay, come for physical interview or come and be interviewed in another location, a different location, either within your axis or in a different town and city. And they use it as a way to kidnap people and traffic them in the various
Yeah,
trafficking.
yeah,
So,
that's another dark angle actually. A very dark angle of this. So, you're right.
so it's always important that we should be extra cautious in ensuring that we're doing our due diligence and verifying, especially when it's supposedly an organization. Like we have a lot of, I think one popular type of this that they use to harvest data, because aside the fact, I think it's more for data harvesting, is when they use large non-governmental organizations like the WHO to, or UNICEF to, and they say click this link to do something 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 with UNICEF, or to apply for UNICEF jobs, and then you click a link and it's a shabby looking but in brand, shabby looking, but it's still in terms of in brand with the organization you're trying to apply for, and you're giving your information. One way to be sure is, especially when the organization is a big or a popular organization, is don't click the link. If the link is come to you, go to the website. Most multinationals or non-gov or international non-government organization, they usually have an aspect of their website that shows their job listings or job openings that that are available or could be available. So if you see the message and you go to their website and you can't find such a job listing, you understand that that link is either fraudulent, questionable, or is aimed at stealing your data or extorting money from you in any regard. Anybody with a Gmail account can, in essence, create a Google form. You have to be able to verify that these people are who they say they are. If you are pursuing this a job with these people and you feel you want to still go a step further, there's nothing wrong in emailing the company and saying, I saw a link about a job posting of on your organization. I would like to verify if it's accurate, because it's not redirecting me to any part of your website. It's redirecting me somewhere else. I want to just confirm if it is, and if it is, provide me with the official link or the due process to proceed. That's all. I think it's very important that we push for due diligence in terms of, so that we can avoid being scammed. Right. I think we've pretty much covered a different variations of online scams that people can fall victim of, and we've mentioned some of the tips to tackle online scams. I'm going to go over some of them again for people that are just joining us or people that are listening in areas, right? Yeah. So for phishing emails as a policy, don't click on unfamiliar links. If you see an email, verify that the email address is from the body that the email address is supposed to be from. Don't just read the body of the message. If you get social media accounts, if there's an issue with your social media platform, they don't send you DMs. If there's an issue with your social media page, your social media application will not send you a DM from a private account. So if you see a private message, especially on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, claiming that there is an issue with your page or your page is banned, that is most likely a phishing message. If your account has an issue on your social media account, you would most likely get a pop-up notification or an email from the platform support. But even if you get an email citing that there's an issue with your account, be sure it is coming, verify the actual email address it is coming from. Don't click links. No social media sites will ask you to provide the verification code that they will send to you. You are most likely going to input it in an automated system of some sort. And don't give your information. One way to be extremely safe is don't give or leave your online information like passwords, date of birth, things like that visible on your profile or in your chat in case people can get malicious access to it and use it. Then one way to protect your socials is to have multi-factor authentication. So if you are logging into your socials from your device, you should be able to get a code to follow up with your email, your password, your login details and password. So a two-factor or use an authentication app. One other thing is don't log your socials or emails haphazardly. So if you have a device for your social, you should stick to one device as much as possible. Don't do socials on your office devices if you can avoid that. Stick to one device or more. Don't randomly log in your social media on multiple people's devices, and don't let people log in their socials on your device to avoid mistakes or to leave you vulnerable or them vulnerable. Again, if you haven't engaged with a particular platform or website before, the chances of them having your data are slim to none, right? So when you get emails from accounts or platforms that you're not familiar with and they are requiring you to click or they're asking you to verify an account that you did not create, it's best you ignore those kinds of emails, especially when it's things you have not actively engaged with before, right? Then when it comes to online shopping, vet the accounts you're shopping from. So vet the account, vet the realtors. Ensure that if it's a new account, like there are some people that just start their businesses, right? If they have a physical store, it's better you go to the physical store and be sure that you are following the right account for the physical store, because people build pages for shops that they have no business to defraud about people. We've spoken about websites that are presented to be what they are not. So it's also important that when you are checking the websites you are putting your information on or trying to shop on, you check if it's HTTPS, if it has a security or a security entrusted on it and all that. You should also check vendors on the shopping platforms that you use. Check the product reviews for those platforms. Check the vendors reviews. Ensure that people have bought from these vendors and they have left reviews. That's another way to check. Also, be conscious of deals that are too good to be true. Nobody is going to sell you an iPhone anything for 30K. Maybe an iPhone 6. I don't think so. But if you are seeing something that is ridiculously cheap on somebody's page, you don't need to use your money to try your luck. It's too good to be true, most likely means it's not true. Also check the reviews, check the contact information for online scams. For romance scams, we have said we know that love can blind eyes, but you should do due diligence. You should be conscious of people that try to speed up relationships, right? So they are love bombing you in essence, and it's not giving you breathing space or time to vet those people mentally, socially, and other chalice, spiritually, anyhow. So you should also try to vet people. If somebody is moving towards you online, vet them, verify that they are who they say they are. Request for video calls to see that the person you are chatting with is actually the person. Sometimes even if they are actually the person, they can still be trying to scam you. So it's all, do your due diligence. Be able to have people you know that can hold this person accountable. Things like that. Reverse search the images so you are sure that this person is not catfishing me and requesting for money from me. Then if you have not signed up for a platform and the platform is telling you, come, let's give you money to sign up, please, if you don't have an understanding of how certain things work, it's better not to engage with them. So if you see an investment email in your email, do your due diligence by researching and finding out what this investment is about, because there are a lot of things that are tagged investments that are either Ponzi's or Ponzi related scams. So you should be wary of those. Anything that looks too good to be true is usually too good to be true in terms of get rich quick schemes. Be wary of unsolicited investment offers. Like I've said before, if you see something in your email that isn't supposed to be there, you did not engage these people. Don't click their links. Don't progress the relationship further. Look out for typographical errors when it comes to email and communication sent by other people. It's also a telltale sign that this may not be from a credible source. We've gone over, if you see a job posting, vet the job posting, confirm from the website that this job posting is legitimate and the job is actually open. Confirm that the company is real before you offer them your data. Don't click links, don't share your passwords. And also, one other tip you can do in case to check whether people have access to your accounts, or that whether it's your email accounts, your social accounts, your other accounts like Netflix and all, you can check the devices that are attached to each account. So like on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok, you can check what devices are logged in to these sites and see the locations of those devices. So if you know you are not sharing your accounts with anyone, you should only see the current device you are using on the security, and it's usually in the security settings, so you can check devices that the page is on and you can use that to verify. So if you didn't give somebody your password, you're not supposed to be expecting to see 5 to 7 devices that have your pages logged in. Thank you all so much. Again, generally use strong passwords, enable 2-factor authentication, and report malicious activity or change your password frequently. Thank you all so much for joining our live session. We try to keep this under an hour, and we hope you are back again next time to spend time with us on our space. Does anybody have any final words, or we can wrap up here? All right, thank you so much, and see you again next time.